Hello, my name is Daniel Madden, and I am pleased to be presenting research conducted in collaboration with Yuxuan, Haowei, Mustafa, Sonbudak, Giovanni, Troiano, and Casper, Harteveld. Our work is titled Why Are You Playing Games? You Are a Girl, Exploring Gender Biases in Esports. We can define esports as an area of sports activities in which people develop and train mental and physical abilities in the use of information and communication technologies. Esports has become widely popular, gaining millions of viewers internationally for events like the Overwatch League Finals and League of Legends World Cup. However, if you watch many of these events, you may note that a majority of participants, if not all of the participants, are male. This disparity in participation at the highest level inspired us to examine participation within esports. Our work was inspired by two key research questions. The first being, why and how do gender biases still persist in esports? The second being, how do these biases impact overall participation? For our study, we specifically examined participation within the male and female dichotomy. We conducted a series of interviews with professional players and esports organizers among a variety of games, including CSGO, Heroes of the Storm, and League of Legends. We aimed to have an equal amount of participants between both male and female gamers and organizers, conducting a total of 19 interviews. Using previous research, we developed 5 key questions that were used to guide the semi-structured interviews. Interviews were carried out both in person and remotely using tools such as Discord and Skype. In doing so, we developed a detailed analysis of their experiences with gender bias, identifying 4 key themes explained in the following slides. In the experiences of both male and female participants, stereotypes within the gaming space still persist. Female gamers are assumed to lack skill or the aggressive behavior necessary to compete at the highest level. On the other hand, male gamers are assumed to be overly aggressive and overall better at esports than female gamers. Interestingly, some participants believe this may stem from a cultural bias in which men are given opportunity and encouragement to engage in video games, while women are not. In continuing with the cultural bias, many participants define games as being primarily targeted towards a male audience. This includes marketing techniques and the representation of in-game characters. Our participants noted games like Overwatch may have increased female participation because females find they are better represented in such games. Participants suggest that companies and campaigns would benefit from including women in their efforts to increase female participation at all levels. Many of the female gamers brought up challenges they faced when gaming online. These challenges often stemmed from the previously mentioned biases and stereotypes. To avoid unwanted interactions or gender bias, our participants talked about several tactics, including voice-changing software or not speaking entirely during match play. In their experience, their mistakes and level of skill were always associated with their gender rather than their actual abilities or time spent practicing. In order to combat these gender biases and their effects on participation, participants suggested the use of separate tournaments. It was argued that females lack the role models and mentors male gamers have. By creating separate tournament, it allows women to compete with one another and develop their skills in a safe environment. However, both male and female agree that the goal is for all esports players to compete together regardless of gender, as esports should be based on skill. Based on the experiences of our participants, we find that past HCI research and strategies may be adopted to combat the current gender biases in esports. For example, participatory design may be adapted to give voices to female gamers in a safe research environment they would otherwise lack. Additionally, many of the principles outlined in Feminist HCI research may provide designers and researchers within the esports space to both identify and accommodate the different needs and experiences of female gamers. Additional practices are already being adopted to mitigate the impact of gender biases on participation. This includes a commitment to positive online interaction through organizations like AnyKey, as well as development of entire communities supporting and encouraging one another, as is the case with female legends. However, these need to work in corroboration with education and exposure among esports players to create lasting change. Moving forward, research should continue to understand the diverse experiences among various members of the community while aiming to improve upon current esports designs to create the safe environment envisioned by participants. Additionally, researchers should take the perspective of trans and queer HCI studies, as well as incorporating elements of critical race theories, to further diversify and enhance inclusivity in esports studies and design.